Welcome back, everybody, to the deep dive. This time, we're going deep on healthcare marketing. We've got a ton of research and articles here, and we're going to be focusing on how these organizations are reaching patients,
Correct.
especially with the internet and all this social media.
Yeah, it's interesting, right? I mean, not too long ago, this whole world felt so traditional.
Oh, absolutely. I remember,
Mhm.
trying to make sense of all that medical jargon in those pamphlets at the doctor's office. But now, it feels like it's all about websites and these social media feeds, and even influencers. But
Mm.
what does that actually look like? And how does it affect us, as patients just trying to understand what's going on in healthcare?
Well, that's what we're here to figure out. And one thing that really stood out to me is how early this whole digital thing started. I mean, we're not just talking about last year or something. Like the Mayo Clinic registered their domain all the way back in 1997.
Wow, 1997. That's like
Mhm.
the beginning of the internet. They must have been way ahead of everyone else.
Oh, definitely. And it's not even just about having a website, They really put effort into making good online content. Even early on, they saw how the internet could be used to help patients learn and understand their health better.
Okay, so let's unpack that a bit. I mean, we're all on our phones all the time. But how is that changing how we look at healthcare?
Well, the fact is, most patients now go straight to the internet when they want to research something about their health. Or, even when they're trying to find a new doctor.
Yeah, it's true. It's like having all this medical information at your fingertips. But you got to be careful about what you trust.
Exactly. That's one of the big things we found in our research. There's a ton of information out there, but not all of it's good. So it's more important than ever to be careful and really make sure you're getting info from sources you can actually trust.
Which is probably why Mayo Clinic getting online so early makes sense. I mean, they were kind of setting the stage for how patients can be more involved in their own healthcare.
That's a great point. And that leads us to another big trend we're seeing, social media in healthcare.
Okay, let's talk social media. I got to be honest, I'm a little skeptical. It seems like everyone's just kind of yelling into the void,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to health.
I get that. But healthcare organizations are actually finding good ways to use it. One big thing is patient education and empowerment.
Like what? What does that actually look like?
Well, think about all those infographics you see on Facebook or Instagram, the ones that break down complicated medical stuff into something easy to understand.
Oh, yeah, I see those all the time.
Yeah,
They can be really helpful, especially for stuff that's kind of hard to wrap your head around.
exactly. And it's not just about simplifying information, it's also about reaching people where they already are on
Like,
platforms they're using every single day.
but it's not just sharing info. Social media also plays a part in how these healthcare organizations build their brand.
Oh, absolutely. Hospitals are sharing patient success stories, highlighting what their staff are achieving, and building trust with people.
So it's less like, here's some info about this condition, and more like, look at all the great things we're doing. Come join us.
Exactly. And then you've got crisis communication too. Like, think about how important social media was during COVID, sharing updates and safety stuff and fighting misinformation. It was really important for a lot of people.
Yeah, that's true. Social media was really how I stayed in the loop and felt connected to everything that was going on.
Right. And we can't forget about building community. Healthcare can be a really lonely experience, but social media lets people connect with others who are going through the same things. It helps them build support systems.
So you're saying social media can actually make healthcare feel less lonely. That's pretty powerful.
It can be incredibly powerful. Like, take the Mayo Clinic's hashtag Strong Arm Selfie campaign. They used social media to raise awareness about colorectal cancer screenings. In
Oh,
this fun, engaging way, people were sharing selfies, flexing their muscles.
oh yeah, I remember that. It was catchy. And it got people talking about something important.
Exactly. It's all about using creativity to cut through the noise and connect with people in a personal way. But there's a potential downside to all this, too.
One of that.
Well, if you look at the big picture, most organizations seem comfortable on the older platforms, like Twitter. But not many are using newer stuff like Instagram or TikTok.
Yeah, it does make you wonder if they're missing out on connecting with a whole new generation of patients.
Right. And that brings us to another really important part of healthcare marketing that's becoming more and more important, user-generated content.
Okay, break that down for me. What is user-generated content when we're talking about healthcare?
It's stuff that patients create themselves, like online reviews, testimonials, blog posts, or social media posts about their experiences with healthcare.
So it's not the fancy marketing stuff that comes straight from the healthcare organizations. It's the real unfiltered voices of patients sharing what happened to them.
Exactly. And this kind of content is super powerful. Think about it. When you're looking for a new doctor or trying to figure out what treatment to choose, what do you do? I mean, you probably go straight to online reviews, right?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. It's like checking in with a friend who's already been there.
Exactly. You get this realness, like you just don't get that from some brochure or a website. Reading about someone else's good experience in their own words, that can make a huge difference.
So it's tapping into that human need for connection, right?
Yeah.
We want to know we're not alone,
Yeah.
especially with something as personal as healthcare.
Exactly. And this is something that even smaller organizations with smaller budgets can do. They can encourage patients who are happy to share their stories through testimonials or videos or even just social media posts.
It's turning your patients into like brand ambassadors.
Exactly. And the best part is it's real. It comes from the heart. It's not just about selling something. It's about showing how healthcare actually impacts people's lives. There was this Scripps Health video that really stuck with me. It was about a husband who donated a kidney to his wife. They weren't trying to sell anything. They were just sharing this powerful story about love and resilience and the amazing impact of organ donation.
Wow, that sounds really moving. It makes you realize that healthcare is about so much more than just tests and procedures. It's about real people going through really tough stuff and finding hope.
Exactly. That's why storytelling is such a powerful tool for healthcare marketing. It lets organizations connect with patients on a much deeper level.
Speaking of connection, another strategy that's getting popular is using social media to build community. It seems like every industry is obsessed with online communities these days. What makes it so important for healthcare?
Well, like we talked about before, healthcare can be really isolating. When you're dealing with a health problem, you often feel alone and scared. And you don't know where to turn. It's hard to explain what you're going through to people who haven't been there themselves.
It's so true. I remember when I was first diagnosed with a chronic illness, I felt completely lost. I didn't know who to talk to or where to go for help.
And that's where social media can help. It gives people a place to connect with others who get it. They can share their stories, ask questions, offer advice. Healthcare organizations can create online groups or forums where patients can talk to each other.
So instead of feeling like they're going through this alone, they can find a community of people who understand, who can offer support.
Exactly. Healthcare organizations can actually help create that community. I've seen hospitals do this on Facebook, creating groups for specific conditions, or support networks for patients and families.
That makes sense. It's a way for hospitals to be more than just places that provide medical care. They can become a real part of their patients' lives. It's about building trust and empathy and real human connection.
Right. And it's not just about patients either. Organizations can use social media to build community among their staff, too. Like, remember those behind-the-scenes glimpses we talked about? Sharing photos or videos of staff working together, or celebrating successes, or just having fun. It creates a sense of teamwork.
It makes the whole experience feel more human. It reminds us that there are real people behind all the medical stuff.
Exactly. It lets patients see the heart of the organization.
This idea of transparency keeps coming up.
It's so important. Patients nowadays are more informed than ever. They're not just taking their doctor's word for it anymore. They're doing their own research, asking questions. And they expect more from their healthcare.
They want to know who they're trusting with their health, and they want to feel like they're in control.
Right. So healthcare organizations have to be open and honest about everything. Treatment options, risks, costs, insurance.
It's about building trust and working together with patients.
Exactly. And it's not just about giving information. It's about listening to what patients are saying
Yeah.
and responding to their concerns. Social media gives patients a platform to share their thoughts and experiences, both good and bad.
And healthcare organizations need to be ready to listen.
Absolutely. Ignoring negative feedback or trying to hide it will just make things worse. It's better to address those concerns head on, apologize if you need to, and show that you're always trying to improve.
So transparency isn't just about being open and honest. It's about taking responsibility and being responsive. It's about showing patients that you value their feedback.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, so we've talked about content marketing, patient testimonials, community building, and transparency. What else is important for a successful healthcare marketing strategy?
Well, I think we need to talk about data and analytics.
Okay, now we're getting into the technical stuff. I know data is important, but sometimes it just feels like a bunch of numbers and spreadsheets. How can healthcare organizations actually use data to make their marketing better?
Think of data like a compass. It tells you what's working, what's not, and where to focus your energy. It's about tracking things like website traffic, social media engagement, patient conversion rates. By looking at this data, healthcare organizations can find trends and patterns and use that to make better decisions about their marketing.
So can you give me an example? How does this work in the real world?
Sure. Let's say a hospital sees that a blog post about managing diabetes is getting a lot of attention. They might decide to create more content on that topic because they know it's something people are interested in. Or if they notice that their social media engagement is dropping on a certain platform, they might need to change their content or when they're posting.
So it's about using data to make sure you're reaching the right people with the right message.
Exactly. Data can also help healthcare organizations personalize their marketing messages, like tailoring content to specific groups of patients.
So instead of sending the same email to everyone, they could send more targeted messages based on things like age, location, or health conditions.
Exactly. It's about making your marketing more focused and effective.
So it's not just about collecting data, it's about understanding what it means and how to use it.
That's the key. Data is powerful, but only if you know what to do with it.
It seems like healthcare marketing is becoming a lot more sophisticated.
It's an exciting time, and it's all about finding better ways to connect with patients.
Speaking of connecting with patients, let's talk about something that's been getting a lot of attention lately: healthcare influencer marketing.
Yeah, it's definitely a hot topic, and for good reason. It can be really effective, but you have to be careful and transparent.
So what are the benefits?
Well, the main one is reach. Influencers have a lot of followers, so they can help healthcare organizations get their message out to more people.
So they can amplify the message.
Hmm,
But it's not just about quantity, right? It's about reaching the right people.
you got it. Healthcare influencers can help organizations connect with people who are already interested in health and wellness.
So if a hospital is trying to promote a new heart health program, they might partner with a fitness influencer who has a lot of followers who are into healthy living.
Exactly. Another benefit is credibility. Influencers have built trust with their followers, so when they recommend something, their followers are more likely to pay attention.
It's like getting a recommendation from a friend.
Exactly. But it's important to remember that not all healthcare influencers are the same. You have to do your research and find influencers who are credible, trustworthy, and align with your values.
So a hospital wouldn't want to partner with an influencer who promotes like fad diets or unscientific stuff.
Exactly.
What about the ethical stuff? How can healthcare organizations make sure their influencer marketing isn't misleading patients?
Transparency is key. You have to be upfront about any money that's changing hands between the organization and the influencer.
So if an influencer is getting paid to promote something, that needs to be clear.
Absolutely. And it's not just about money. You also have to make sure the information being shared is accurate and evidence-based, and that it doesn't make any claims that aren't true.
It sounds like there's a lot to think about with healthcare influencer marketing.
It's definitely complicated, but it also has the potential to be a really powerful way to connect with patients.
It'll be interesting to see how it all plays out. It feels like healthcare marketing is always changing.
It is. Which brings us to another interesting part of this whole discussion: the future of healthcare marketing. What trends do you see coming up that will shape how healthcare organizations connect with patients in the future?
One thing that I'm really interested in is personalized healthcare, moving away from those generic messages
Yeah.
and tailoring content to each individual patient.
Yeah. Imagine getting health information that's specifically relevant to you, your age, your gender, your lifestyle, your medical history, even your genes.
No more trying to figure out what applies to you.
Yeah.
It seems so much more efficient.
Yeah.
But how will it actually work? What kind of technology will make this happen?
Artificial intelligence will be huge. AI can analyze tons of data to find patterns and insights that can be used to personalize healthcare.
So AI will be doing all the heavy lifting. What other technology will be important?
Well, think about wearable tech and health apps. They can collect real-time data about people's health habits and preferences. Healthcare organizations will have so much information about how people are actually living their lives, which can be really valuable for marketing.
That's amazing. It feels like we're on the edge of a whole new world of healthcare, where technology helps us make healthier choices.
It's an exciting possibility. And it's not just about giving out information. It's about creating experiences that encourage people to take control of their health.
Like what? What kind of experiences are we talking about?
Well, imagine getting personalized reminders based on your health goals. If you're trying to lose weight, you might get a notification to go for a walk or to choose a healthy snack.
It's like having a personal health coach right on your phone.
Exactly. And these little nudges can be really effective. Or if you have a chronic condition, you might get a message reminding you to take your medication or to check your blood sugar.
It's about meeting people where they are and giving them the support they need when they need it. This is incredible. It feels like healthcare is finally catching up with the rest of the world in terms of using technology.
It really does. And that's not all. We've talked about virtual reality before, but I think it has huge potential in healthcare, not just for treatment, but for marketing too.
We talked about using VR for patient education, but how can it be used for marketing?
Imagine taking a virtual tour of a hospital or clinic before you go there. You could see what it's like, meet the staff, and maybe even feel less anxious about your appointment.
I love that. I always get nervous before doctor's appointments. Being able to see the place beforehand would definitely help.
Right. And VR can also be used to show people what medical procedures are like.
Oh, wow. Instead of just explaining it or showing a picture, patients could actually experience it virtually. That would be amazing.
It would. And don't forget about VR's potential for creating really immersive brand experiences.
Okay, what would that look like?
Let's say a hospital wants to promote their new cancer center. They could create a VR experience that takes you on a tour of the center, showing off the technology, the staff, the atmosphere. Or they could use VR to take you to a relaxing beach. Or even let you play fun games that promote health and well-being.
Those are great examples. It feels like VR could completely change healthcare marketing.
Exactly. There are so many possibilities.
It seems like the future of healthcare marketing is all about creating personalized, engaging experiences that empower patients.
That's a great summary. And I think it's important to remember that we're still just getting started. There are challenges and ethical things to consider, but the potential is huge.
I'm excited. It's really cool to think about how healthcare marketing will continue to change and how it will affect our healthcare experiences in the future.
Yeah, it really does feel like healthcare is finally entering the 21st century.
I know, right?
About time.
Absolutely. But with all this new stuff comes something we talked about earlier, about patients needing to be smart about healthcare in this digital age, especially with all the misinformation online.
Oh, that's a huge issue. There's so much information out there. How do you know what's real?
It's like a minefield. So
Yeah.
how can healthcare organizations help with this?
Well, they need to be the ones telling the truth. It's not just about promoting themselves, it's about giving patients good information so they can make good decisions about their health.
So they need to be a trusted source.
Exactly. And that means being honest. No hype, no exaggeration, just the facts.
But being honest isn't enough. We also need to fight misinformation and point people to the right sources.
Absolutely. Healthcare organizations can help with that by showing people where to find good information, like fact-checking websites, or medical journals, or government health agencies.
It's like giving them the tools to be better healthcare consumers.
Exactly. We need to help people learn how to think critically about the information they see online and not just believe everything they read.
And that's where health literacy comes in, helping people understand medical information and ask the right questions.
Couldn't agree more. Health literacy is so important now. It's about making sure everyone has access to good information, no matter who they are or what their education is.
And it's not just about understanding the information, it's about feeling confident using it to make decisions about your own health.
Absolutely. It's about having a say in your healthcare and working with your doctors to make the best choices.
Which brings us back to healthcare marketing. It's not just about selling stuff. It's about educating and empowering patients.
I like that. It's about building trust and relationships and making a healthcare community that's more informed and engaged.
And hopefully healthier, too.
Exactly.
So as we've seen, healthcare marketing is always changing. It's being driven by technology and all the changes in healthcare.
It's a really interesting field, and it's going to keep shaping how we experience healthcare.
I hope this deep dive has given you a better understanding of how all this works and what it means for you and your health.
We've just scratched the surface, but hopefully this has got you thinking.
And we want to hear from you. What do you think about the future of healthcare marketing? What trends are you excited about?
Or worried about.
Yeah, join the conversation.
That's all for this deep dive. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep learning.
And remember, knowledge is power, especially when it comes to your health.